How are you? I'm looking at the chat. My goodness, we've got who do we have? Sarah, Taylor, MJ Fanatic, Nevergirl, Lori, Hannah Thomas, Moonwalker Bunny, Jessica, Laura, Alicia, Roulette from the Philippines. Nice. Alicia from USA. Yeah, let us know where you're from. Hi, Debbie. How are you? Hot Spain. I love Spain. I got Tony and Laura down there in Madrid, so we might have to pop in and see them maybe in 2027. Rose, anywhere but Australia or everywhere but Australia. I'm not sure what. Are you in Australia? We're going to Australia early 2027, but Sel is from Orlando. Hey, well, you're probably down the street from me. How you doing, Sel? Selly? I'm not sure how to say your name, but it is just brutally hot here in Orlando. It has been. Mary's from Orlando too. My goodness. Jessica is very excited. Catherine from Toronto. I love Toronto. I think it's. I think we're gonna have to put Toronto on the itinerary for 2027 also. So Petra, hello Petra from Czech Republic. We got to get back to Prague. So many cool people, so many cool places, and more from Orlando. Who are all these Orlando people? I should just come over and hang out. It'll be it'll be less work. We won't have to set up cameras. It's a joke. It's a joke. Rose from Sydney. Rose, we are Sydney is on the agenda for probably February of 2027. We're going to come back and do. We have such great groups on Australia. So, okay, Sel is saying it is pronounced Sel, short for Giselle. That's pretty. Got to do a Toronto and seminar in Toronto. We've got good grief, St. Louis. All right, you guys are awesome. I've got to put the phone down just for a second and talk to you. So it's been a really busy summer. It's been insanely hot. I don't know what's going on, but when we were in London, it was just unmercifully hot, and now and Berlin, Berlin was just like a toaster oven, and Orlando has just been cranked up on the heat. I need to figure out some way to get down to Antarctica. If there's if there's a way that I can do a seminar in Antarctica just for a few days, we could knock a few things off the list. It's sort of probably going to be an unfulfilled dream, but I would love to step foot on on all 7 continents. By the way, we've been in contact with a group from Uganda. I don't know if they're tuned in today. If any of my friends from Uganda are checking in, would love to hear from you. So check it out. We've kind of upped the ante a little bit. My wall behind me, I don't know if you remember it or not. There was a Tom Petty video on MTV decades ago. I can't remember what the song was, but the whole theme was like Alice in Wonderland, and it was very checkerboardish. And my checkerboard wall behind me, I thought it was kind of a cool thing when I first built it. And every time I watched myself on a stream, I hated it, and my wife hated it, and Maddie hated it. So we've been kind of filling in the checkerboard a little bit and tightening up the acoustics in the room a little bit. I was gifted this beautiful Lynn Sonder turntable this was vintage 1984, and one of my clients gave it to me, and it's an absolute gem. I've got 2 turntables. I have this one, and then I have my beautiful Technics SL1200. That I bought myself in '94. We actually used that. I know you can't see it, but we used that turntable for the test pressings on. Let me find one for you. Oh, one of them fell down. No big deal. On the History album. So when we finished the History album in '95, I actually bought that turntable in '95, and I used that turntable. Me and Bruce Swedeen, Bruce had his own, and we went through all the test pressings before we release the album to you guys. This has nothing to do with the history album, but I've got a friend here in Orlando. I've got so many Orlando peeps in the room. It's crazy. If you have a turntable, this is not going to turn into a big 20-minute infomercial, but I've got a buddy by the name of Xavier, and I think he calls himself Captain Analog, and he calibrated these two turntables just insanely well. This one, at some point, I'll have to buy a new cartridge. I'm not going to bore you with all that, but I thought it might be kind of fun. Let's see if this works. It worked in rehearsal. I'm going to go ahead and play a song. Watch this. I'm going to move my camera. Look, Maddie, I'm moving the camera. Let's put that over there. Move my computer just a bit. See if we're happy with that shot. Maybe, maybe not. So I'm going to check this out. I got so excited with my new turntable, my new vintage turntable, that I finally broke out my my Mo-Fi Thriller album. I'd never opened it before this morning. No, last night. I opened it last night. So I'm going to play I'm going to play you a song from the Mo-Fi Thriller album. And this is a song, I didn't work on this, obviously, but when I started really getting curious about the music industry, maybe moving to LA, trying to figure it all out, it was such a cool point in my life. So I was in high school when this song came out, when this album came out. But there's one song on here that I'm going to play for you, and I hope it comes across. I know, we're going through streaming and bit rates and all kinds of stuff. So it's probably not going to sound as good for you as it will for me in this room. But this is a song from the Thriller album that really just grabbed me. It was a song written by Rod Temperton. Not one of the big dance songs, but it's the final cut on the album called Lady in My Life. And what you may or may not know about this song is when, they had a lot of problems on the Thriller album. Matt has told these stories and I've told these stories, but they had too much music to pack onto the record. And they tried to pack it all on, and the sound quality just went to crap. And so they had to go back into the studio for about a week and a half and re-edit the songs and remix the songs. And basically some stuff had to come out because there's a finite limit to how much music you can put on an LP. And Lady in My Life, Rod I think they had to cut out either the second verse or the third verse because it's a 4-verse story. And it really bothered Rod that he really fought for it. But something had to go, and everybody had to give. So, but I'm going to play you the Mo-Fi version. I hope it comes across clear in your speakers, and I hope I don't bump my turntable. Let me just take a look here. Like a trained professional. So sit back. I'm going to take a sip of tea, and hopefully this will work just fine. Here you go. Ha! I played the wrong song. Maddie, I got it on the wrong side. Hold on. That's pretty funny. How about we play side 2? Good thing you didn't pay for this one. All right, let's try that again. Come on, Mr. Lynn Sonder. Come on, Mr. Brad Sundberg. Let's try that.
There'll be no darkness tonight. Lady, your love will shine. Lighting the light. Just put your trust in my heart and meet me in paradise. Now is the time. Girl, you're every wonder in this world to me. treasure time won't steal away. So listen to my heart, lay your body close to mine. Let me fill you with my dreams. I can make you feel alright. And baby, through the years, gonna love you more each day. So I promise you tonight that you will always be the lady in my life. Lay back in my tenderness. Let's make this a night we won't forget. Girl, I need your sweet caress. Oh, I reach out to a fantasy, two hearts in the beat of ecstasy. Come to me, girl, and I will keep you warm through the shadows of the night. Let me touch you with my love. I can make you feel so right. And baby, through the years, even when we're old and gray, I will love you more each day. 'Cause you will always be the lady in my life. Stay with me. I want you to stay with me. I need you by my side. Don't you go nowhere. Let me give you one, my lady, the sweetest young. I wanna touch you, baby. You're my lady, and I love you, girl. Don't you go nowhere. I love you, I need you, I want you, baby. Stay with me. Don't you go nowhere. And I love you, baby. Ooh, babe. Don't you go nowhere. You're my lady. All through the night. I wanna give you one. In my life, let me feel you, baby. All over, all over, all over. Stay back with me. Let me touch you, girl. Stay back with me. All over, 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 baby. Ooh. You're my lady. You're my lady, baby.
Mr. Xavier, man, that sounds good. I hope it sounded okay on your speakers. Sounds so nice. All right, I'm glancing at the chat. You guys are funny. Jackie, always good to hear from Jackie. She's trying to watch it in peace on a bus or something, but hang in there, Jackie. You're going to be all right. Somebody said something that sparked a memory. Rose Hele, forgive me if I pronounced your name. Even Maddie doesn't. Maddie's in the next room. Maddie's my daughter, my producer. Maddie does an amazing job, and so she's in the next room, which is going to get mad at me because I said I prefer when you're in the room with me, but we're trying something new. But even she doesn't know this story, and I think she's going to be completely mortified. I don't even know why I'm going to tell it, But Rose said, I listen to it when I want to sleep. Maddie, I'm sorry for the story I'm about to tell. This is so stupid. But when we were working on the history project in '94 in New York, it was long hours, and Michael bought us. I was staying at a hotel on West 50th called the Helmsley Palace, and Michael bought us like these giant Sony boom boxes. Well, I don't know, maybe Sony gave them to him for free. I don't know, and it had like an alarm clock in it, and so you could set the alarm clock to to wake you up to music. And this is going to sound, I'm almost embarrassed. I hope I don't have any, I do have a lot of friends in the chat, because you're just going to be completely mortified at what I'm about to say. But I had the cassette of the full song, all 4 verses, and that was my wake up. So on I'd have the clock, the alarm clock. Maddie's probably left. She's probably in her car driving away. The alarm, if I had to get up like at 9 a.m. or something, at 9 a.m. the song "Lady in My Life" would start playing out of the Sony cassette boombox, and that was my wake up. It was a nice, easy way to kind of ease into the day and not have a crazy wake. All right, so that was just completely humiliating. But so let's keep going here. Jenna says that's not embarrassing. You're very kind, Jenna. Thank you. I appreciate it. So let's, if you've got some questions, go ahead and fire them away. I won't see the questions. There's about a 20-second delay from the time you hear what I'm saying until you're able to respond. But whatever, I'm going to keep. Jen says her alarm is another part of me. What's everybody's favorite wake up MJ song? We'll put that as a game. Maddie, let me check my notes because I'm supposed to be talking about a bunch of stuff. We're coming to LA Friday, August 28th. We're going to be in LA in the studio with MJ. We're going to be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We come to LA every year. I live in Orlando now. And I do miss LA. We had so many amazing years. So it's always fun to go back, see a bunch of friends. And so on the 28th of August, it's going to be in the studio with MJ. You're stuck with just me. We haven't announced this publicly. There is going to be a special guest in the room. She may or may not tell. I'm sure she'll tell a couple stories if I ask her to. But one of Michael's dear chefs, Akasha, is going to join us. I'm not going to put it on the ticket site or anything, but Akasha is going to be there, and she's making her world famous ookies, not cookies, ookies. So Akasha is going to be there. She's going to bring ookies for everybody. That comes on Friday the 28th. So outside of hearing me yapping for 6-7 hours, you'll get to meet and grab some ookies with Akasha. And what a sweet lady she is. She was Michael's chef for many, many years, and she was really excited because she used to work at I think is it the Golden Dragon, the Indian restaurant that I think it's the Golden Dragon. Forgive me if I got that wrong. And that restaurant actually got a shout out in the Michael movie. So she was really excited about that. So Akasha is going to be there on the 28th. I'm not going to make her talk for 8 hours. She's not going to do a bunch of, MJ recipes, but if she has a story or two to share, I'm sure she'd love to. On the 29th, it's Brad times 2. Me and Brad Buxer. My goodness. When he and I are together, we just had so much fun in Berlin. And we talk about songwriting. We talk about Stranger in Moscow. We talk about touring. And Brad is, the great thing about working with Brad, number one, we have so many decades of friendship between us. And I can almost just hit start on Brad, and I can go to Golden Dragon and have lunch. No, I'm joking, but Brad's just got amazing stories, and we have an absolute blast together. The studio that we're at, Maddie, I got to cheat. What's the name of the studio? I don't have it in front of me. That's kind of embarrassing. Anyway, the studio that we're going to be at, it's a really beautiful studio in San Fernando, and but it's limited seating. And right now, I haven't Aspen's Place. Thank you, Maddie. Aspen's Place recording. It's a really beautiful studio, but it's not huge. So there's going to be a limit, and I'm not trying to play games with you. But right now, for Brad times 2, we have about 10 or 12 tickets left. And that's it. I can't, there's a point where I can't go past that point. So if you're thinking of coming to the MJ weekend in LA, Brad times 2 in particular, don't wait around too long to grab the ticket, because I have a feeling Saturday is going to be a complete sellout. Sunday is Captain EO 40. Captain EO came out 40 years ago in September. No, in August, this month. And actually, somebody can check that for me. It came out 40 years ago sometime, and within 6 weeks of right now. And Matt Forger. Man, I love Matt. A lot of you have met Matt, and he is just... I can say this with 100% sincerity. Michael Jackson loved Matt. One of the kindest, sweetest, most talented men you can ever hope to meet. And any chance I get to hang out with Matt, give Matt a call, bring Matt into an event, it's living history. And Matt got tapped on the shoulder by Michael to record and mix the 2 pop songs from Captain EO, which were "We Are Here to Change the World" and "Another Part of Me." And there's a petition that's flying around the internet right now to asking Disney to bring Captain EO back for the 40th. I doubt seriously it's going to happen, but if you see the commission, if you see the petition, go ahead and sign it. So many memories wrapped into that movie. And so Matt's going to be with me on Sunday, August 30th. We're going to be talking about Captain EO, some of the stories, some of the music, breaking some of the music down. And Matt actually sent me some, we'll call them raw tracks, and some really cool photos that we're going to be sharing with you guys. So that's going to be for about 3 hours on August 30th. And then we're going to take a break. Everyone go get some lunch, whatever. And then we're going to wrap our weekend up with mixing and stories. One of my favorite events. Matt's still going to be there. Brad will be gone. He's got to get back to work. But you never know who's going to pop in. And I'm not trying to put a carrot on a stick or anything. But when we come to LA, it's always kind of fun, when some of my old friends pop in or new friends. So we don't know, but hopefully you'll be there. Now there's a twist, but wait, there's more. The first 2.5 hours of Brad times 2 and the first 2.5 hours or 3 hours of Captain EO 40, we're going to be offering as a live stream package. We've done, I think this will be our second or third, maybe our third live stream with an audience. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of pressure. Maddie shows up, man. I mean, it's doing this kind of stuff, you could easily hold a phone up and, run around with a phone. We do it the best that we possibly can. And it is pressure. It's work. Maddie does a remarkable job of making all the tech work. So we're offering it to you as a package, both live streams for one price. And those tickets are on sale right now. for the live events and the live stream events at our website, www.inthestudiowithmj. Make sure you buy the right one. Don't buy the live stream and then show up hoping you can get in the door, because we're not going to let you in the door with a live stream ticket. So make sure you read carefully. We've done the best we can to differentiate the two. I'm going to move my little camera here, and just for fun, I'm not going to mix just yet, maybe in a minute, but I'm going to read the chat. But while I'm reading it, I'm just going to play you kind of some early, some versions of the early Bad Project, just some stuff that you might enjoy. So let me see if I've got everything queued up here. Hopefully Maddie is ready, because she's not in eye contact, and I'm trying to figure out. I'm joking. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm going to take a look at the chat. In the meantime, I'm going to play a little bit of music for you. So check this out.
So that's him singing the synth line. Megaphone.
I love you, Liberian
I on? I hope so. See, I don't have eye contact with her, and one of our cameras just died. So this is we're having all kinds of fun here. I want to play Just Good Friends, and all right, I'm going to stop it just for a second. So I've kind of I'm trying to. Oh yes, I got the restaurant wrong. It's Golden Temple. Maddie's like, why aren't you reading your chat? I'm like, because I can't do three things at once. I'm trying to do this, and I'm a guy. It's all I can do to do like one or two things. So to throw the chat on top of it. Ina, how's it going, Ina? Beautiful Germany, my sweet friend, my German cousin Ina. Taylor, how are you? Rose, Hannah, Janny. I can't read that name. Sneak as heck. All right, I like it. I'll take it. So anyway, I was trying to. Just Good Friends. So I've finally been getting extremely, not just serious, but active about writing my book. And I've been talking about it for a long, long time. And you may or may not believe me, but I've probably written 30-ish chapters in the past 2 months. And I'm still trying to figure out how it's all going to be formatted. Because I have a lot of MJ stories and I have a lot of non-MJ stories. I did a lot of work for people like Tom Cruise and Will Smith. If if you're a member of the Church of Scientology, number one, run. Number two, you're not going to like what I'm writing in my book. I did a lot of work for the Church of Scientology, a lot. I built so many music systems for them, it would blow your mind. But so I'm writing like a madman. There's something. We're all adults here. We can talk honest. My dad is fine, so I'm not going to tell you a sad story. But my dad is getting up in years, and he's been asking me to finish my book for a long time. And there's something that has just put a flame under me to take it seriously. So I have been writing and writing and writing. And it's hard, but it's almost like, cathartic. It's really not, there's nothing bad. It's just, it's fun to start telling all of these stories about everything from, putting a music system in Tom Cruise's plane to building a recording studio for a beautiful church in L.A. And so I'm writing, and then of course MJ. There's just Michael stories all over the place. So yesterday I was writing a story about Stevie Wonder and about the song "Just Good Friends," and I don't want to give too much away, but there was something. I was so young when Stevie came in. I probably would have been 24 years old, and you can only say it so many times when you write a book. How was I lucky enough to be here? There's no place on the planet I'd rather be. You can only say that so many times, and it starts to lose its luster a little bit. But I was writing the story about Stevie, and there was nothing. It's not like Stevie pulled me aside, and the two of us became buddies or anything. It wasn't like that at all. But watching Michael Jackson, who I believe is Stevie Wonder's third cousin, and Quincy Jones, who, the three of them, those three names are decades of musical history. And to watch the three of them be together and Stevie to come in and sing, which I love Just Good Friends. Some people kind of clown on it, but I think it's a really fun, beautiful song. But to have been there in the room and watched Stevie and Michael sing it, what I sometimes call like vocal sword fighting in a very fun way, just going to battle on that song. And I'm writing all this, and I don't know how your brain works. You don't want to know how my brain works, but when I write, it brings back images, and you start remembering things, and it was such an amazing night. I can almost picture everybody that was in the room, and this was on the Bad album. It was a big studio D, and Quincy, Rod, Bruce, Matt, me, Mark, Craig, Bill Bray. I don't think Seth might have been there. I can't remember. But it was and then Stevie had a beautiful young lady that was with him, and I don't know if it was his girlfriend or if they're still together. I have no idea. But this group of people that really loved each other, loved Michael, loved the joy of being in a studio, and knowing what they were watching was in its own way history. For Michael and Stevie to sing a duet, and Stevie to play that very 80s synth solo, it was so beautiful, and it was fun just to kind of unpack all that and turn it into a chapter in my book. So I am taking the book very seriously, and it's a lot of work. A lot of people have asked for a book. It's a labor of love, and I can't promise when it's going to be done. I'm still trying to figure out how we're going to publish it. Do I self-publish? Do I go to a publisher? What do I do? This is all new to me. So share in the comments, what I should do when I've got this monster finished. But it is something that I've said this before, and people are like, "Oh yeah, right, Brad. You've talked about your book for a long time." But the flame has been turned up, and I'm working on it very diligently. So when I hear a song like "Just Good Friends," which I'm going to play part of for you, this is each one of these songs is a memory, and I have to decide, how many memories to share. Not that I'm holding anything back, but I also can't write, a 3,000-page book. So you got to kind of pick and choose and make sure that each choice is the right choice. So I'm going to look at the chat for a second. You guys sit back and enjoy Stevie and Michael. last couple seconds of leave me alone. All right, I am looking at the chat. Noah, Chicago. That was asked like 47 times. I'm sorry, Noah. I told you I suck at this. I'm no good at like managing some of this stuff and reading the chat. When will you come to Chicago? You aren't answering. I appreciate your tenacity, Noah. We're the rest of the year. We're pretty much penciled in. We haven't announced a lot of stuff yet, but Chicago. We've been to Chicago 3 times, I think. We always have great groups, and so I hate promising when I'm looking at a camera, but yeah, we're gonna make Chicago happen. I don't want to say it's an easy trip, but it's an easy trip. We'll say within. How about if I say within the next 6 months? And I genuinely appreciate your interest. We do a lot of events in Europe, and there's no secret about that. And I hate to be this way. You guys have, I'm always honest with you guys to a fault. But we just get better numbers. Now with the Michael movie and people are excited and our social media is growing and there's good things happening. Yes, I would love to do Chicago. We've got Atlanta and Houston on the radar for September. Atlanta and Houston. So those tickets are going to be going on sale probably early next week. In October, I got to glance at my cheat sheet here. In October, we're going to be in Warsaw, Poland. Our first trip to Poland will be in Warsaw, and then we're going back to Stockholm. I've got so many friends in Stockholm, and so we'll be going back to. I'll be in Warsaw for the first time, and then back to Stockholm, Sweden, towards the end of October. Noah, I'm going to make you a promise right now. Maddie's listening to me. We're working on something in November, but it's not solid. If that doesn't solidify, let's do Chicago in November. If the other thing does solidify, then I got to take care of that. But yeah, I'd love to come back to Chicago. And I'm kind of a weirdo. It's so blazing hot in Orlando right now. I love traveling in the winter just to go to like super cold places. I actually lived in Chicago. I don't remember it because I was like 11 months old, something like that. My parents moved there when I was just a baby. My dad was finishing college. But so, I've got a little bit of Chicago in my blood. I do love a good, what do you call it? A hot beef sandwich, whatever it's called, and the Chicago hot dogs and all that. So yeah, let's figure out Chicago. Noah, come to Chicago. All right, Noah, I got it. Noah, I got it. I'm gonna put Noah in charge of my Chicago promotion. Lori says she'll be in Chicago. She's 2 hours north of there. Where's 2 hours north? Isn't that Minneapolis? I think, because I've driven from Minneapolis to Chicago before. All right, come to SLC. Am I being really stupid, Maddie? What's that, Salt Lake City? Salt Lake City, SLC. Yeah, I've never done one in Utah. Salt Lake City, Utah? I don't know. Do Mormons? No, I won't. I won't do that. Do Mormons like Michael Jackson? I don't know. Maybe we'll we'll find out. Come to Salt Lake City, Chicago. Want to go there next? Come to Dublin. Yeah, we're actually due for a trip back to Ireland. And whenever I say this stuff, if this is the first time that you've hung out with me, if you've been to 5 of my events, whatever, whenever I talk this way, it's with a tremendous amount of humility. You can't see all the posters on the walls, but we're coming up on 15 years. 15 years I've been hosting in the studio with MJ events. 2027 is going to be our 15th anniversary. And I've told the whole story before. I mean, our first event was in Chicago. Noah's burrowed it into my brain. Our first event was in Paris in 2012. So for starting, once we get to 2027, I've been dragging these road cases around the world for 15 years. And so when I say something like, oh yeah, I got to come back to Dublin, I never want that to come off as sounding flippant, because I'm not. I love travel. I love meeting people. Even doing what I'm doing right now, playing MJ music for you guys. If I were here by myself, and don't hate me or do hate me or whatever, I am loving this rebuilt turntable, but I don't come into this room and like play MJ music all the time. I really enjoy hearing it with you guys, whether it's in a big room or even like this, just kind of hanging out in the chat. So what's the point of all that? I guess the point of that is doing this for 15 years, sharing these stories, meeting so many amazing people, from Perth, Australia to Moscow, Russia, and all points in between, Tokyo, Osaka, LA, Seattle, all through Europe. I'm blessed beyond what I ever could have imagined, and that's the truth. So I'm not going to get all sappy on you, but that's the truth. Let's see. Matt wants to know either Matt or Brad would come to the UK. All right, so Matt, I'm going to be honest with you. This is I just hit the wrong button on my phone, because that's what I do. There we go. Matt is really not traveling much anymore. None of these guys are getting any younger. I don't mean that to sound dire, but yeah, Matt just can't travel anymore. Buxer, yeah, he's always game to hop on a flight, and we always have a good time. So yeah, I can't drag him along to every one, but yeah, we might. I'm sure we're going to pick one or two events next year where it's going to be me and Brad, and that I've got a couple other friends that you never know who's going to pop up. So, all right, come to Phoenix, but not in the summer. I haven't been to Phoenix in a while. I've never done an event there. I've always wanted to do one in Reykjavik. I've only been to Iceland once, and it was purely for pleasure. And I've had this weird idea. Wouldn't it be fun if we did events in kind of out of the way places? And I might try a couple of them next year. I might fall flat on my face. But, and again, I'm not trying to sound flippant, but, London, Paris, Berlin, New York, LA, Madrid, we're going to get nice big groups. And that's what pays the bills. I'm just going to be blunt, to haul all this stuff and, hotels and airfare and everything. We need a certain number of people at our events. And, but I've always thought it'd be just kind of fun to just kind of try, a Reykjavik or, kind of a bit more of a destination event. And even if I gave you guys a lot of advance warning and said, hey, why don't we all come to Reykjavik, and I'll do like 2 days of events, and then you can go explore. Iceland is absolutely beautiful. I just haven't had the guts to do it yet, but I don't know. We'll see. Let me know in the chat if that would ever be of interest. Brad ×2 in Orlando again. The demand would be there in Utah. Definitely do Salt Lake City. All right. Do I like squirrels? I don't know what that means, Noah. I guess we're tying back to Chicago. I don't know. Yes, please, Reykjavik. Yay, we have a vote for Reykjavik, Maddie. Let's go to Reykjavik. I want to do it. I really want to do it. All right, I'm going to look at the chat here a little more. I love Paris. Yeah, I absolutely love Paris. I work at Abbey Road Institute in Paris. I'm good friends with JP at Abbey Road, and they treat us so well. So, and then Paris is kind of where it all started. So, yeah, we do love going back to Paris. Vancouver, I know 5 or 6 people who would attend. Well, Garnet, with respect, I need more than 5 or 6, but that's a good start. That's a great start. Reykjavik, Iceland. Iceland is gorge. Maddie, I need to use more cool short words like gorge. I've got to start doing that. UK. Amira. Oh, is this Amira? Amira in Norway? Amira that just got married? Congratulations. I love you guys. You know that. If that is the same Amira, then yay, congratulations to Amira. Jessica says, if you throw out a survey of who would come to this event, you'd get tons of responses. Let me know. MJ fans are all over the world. And that's true. And again, I'm, flag waving America and the whole thing. I love my country. But I'm just being honest. We tend to do better in Berlin than we do in Nashville, and that's just I've accepted that fact, and maybe that'll turn around in 2027. I don't know, but all right, let's keep looking here. Asked it before. What sort of dark? Let me read this carefully. Rose says, asked it before. Might be some sort of a dark question, but how would you react the first time about the posthumous allegations from those pigs is what I don't mean to laugh, Rose. I mean, sometimes it just gets so ridiculous. I've said this, and I know we're on the same page. I know we're on the same team, but I've said this so many times. I wasn't with Michael 24 hours a day, but I knew the guy very, very, very well. And if there was even a hint of a cell of doubt or concern or whatever in me, I wouldn't be doing this. I do this because I love Michael and because I love sharing these stories. So yeah, I mean, when these cockroaches come out and, they start, this last bunch that started, didn't it just get thrown out of court like yesterday or day before or something like that? It just gets to be exhausting. So in terms of what did I think, how did you react? I guess my reaction would almost be, eye rolling, just kind of, frustration of just stop, just let it go. Greetings from India. I'm not trying to mispronounce anybody's name, but I guess it's Vanch. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. I've sent you a few messages regarding this. Kindly check them whenever convenient. I would be grateful for your response. All right, Maddie, let's check our messages from India and figure out what we missed. We do get a lot of, the best way to get in touch with me, honestly, is Gmail, in the studio with MJ at gmail.com. I can't keep up with all the Instagram DMs and the Facebook DMs. We try, but I know it's old school, but I'm old school. Gmail is always the best way to track us down. If you have a group and you want us to, come to your city, send us an email in the studio with MJ at gmail.com. Give us some of the details and we'll start working on it. I want 2027 to be the most event-packed year that we've ever done. It's our 15th anniversary. I love doing this, and I'm able to do this. And don't nothing dire, nothing sad. I'm fine, but I really want this to be the biggest year we've ever had. So you guys are a big part of that. Tim says, come back to Frankfurt. I love Frankfurt. Should I make a Frankfurt joke, Maddie? Probably not. The pretzels are great in Frankfurt. We'll just let it go at that. Jackie, we're coming to Amsterdam. We're probably looking at Amsterdam, probably late spring of 2027. Love Amsterdam. It is Amira. Congratulations, you guys. You guys are so sweet and just a wonderful couple. And this is what I'm saying. I've met, and I don't think I have favorites. Please don't think that, because I meet so many people And some of them I remember, and others doesn't mean that I don't remember, but I don't always connect all the dots in my tired old brain. But Amira is just a sweet, sweet friend. Laura says, you want to do Iceland, Brad? Don't care about it. Does you want to do Iceland, Brad? Don't care about it. Don't care about if it doesn't pay its bills completely. I'm not sure I understand that, Laura. But we'll go back and revisit that. Did you work on Happy Birthday, Lisa? Yeah. That was during the Brian Lorenz sessions, what we used to call the album the Decade album. And Brian, I think we have somebody celebrating their birthday this weekend. I don't know. Maddie and I did talk about this earlier. Maybe we'll do a quick little birthday break here. Let's see if I can find it. What a concept. Let's go here. Somebody move it. Where'd it go? Hold on a second. Oh, wow. It's not a... Oh, there it is. Hold on. Might help if I actually send it to the right speakers. Maddie, I'm a mess in here. It's spinning out of control. Hold on. All right, I might have to hold on Happy Birthday, Lisa. Let's see if I can fix it. No, it doesn't want to be fixed right now. All right, well, you know the song. I'll fix it during the next little segment. So, where was I? Yes, I did work on... That's when Brian Loren and Richard Cottrell, Richard was Brian's engineer. We had them in not Westlake, we had Record One Studio A in Sherman Oaks. And the kind of the Bart Simpson team came in and did some vocal overdubs, and Michael did the lyrics, or did the vocals for Happy Birthday, Lisa. And it was cool. So, yes, I did work on it. Okay, let's keep going here. Amira says, we love you and Maddie. Maddie, you're getting a shout out from Amira. We'd love it if you came to Washington State, but dang, that seems like not too many MJ fans here. Genuinely makes me want to move to another state. We actually did, I think we did 2 events in Seattle years ago. And... you know, with respect, they were kind of what I call break-even events where, you know, we barely covered our costs. And those are hard to do. I think if we, you know, I love Washington State. Seattle is one of the prettiest cities anywhere. So you work on it, see if we can get a handful of people and keep going. London. I'd go to Germany, Prague. Yeah, we did it. We probably are due to go back to Prague at some point. All right, I'm trying to keep up here. Preaching to the choir, Brad. I'm not sure I know what that means, but that's okay. Oh, we're talking about the Roaches. I'm so far behind. I'm sorry. I think I'm going to mix a song for you guys and kind of get caught up on the chat. Blah, 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 blah. I haven't done Vancouver. We've done Toronto, and we did, come on, brain, work. What's the city north of Toronto? Montreal. We were just outside of Montreal. Had a really cool event up there. But I haven't done Vancouver, that's right by Seattle, isn't it? I think so. It's way on the other side of Canada. So Vancouver would be really, really fun. All right. I'm going to switch gears here, and I'm going to kind of mix a song for you. I got to fix my computer, and there's just a whole bunch of stuff going on. So why don't we do this? I am drinking my homemade ginger tea. A friend of mine in Switzerland taught me how to make proper ginger tea, so I'm got all my chopped ginger and lemon and honey, and I drink a gigantic mug of that every single day, and I love it. So let's just go here for a minute.
the nation, all the world must come together, face the problems that we see, then maybe somehow we can work it. I asked my neighbor for a favor, she said later, what has come of all the people have we lost love of what it's about? I have to find my peace, cause no one seems to let me be. False prophets try of doing other possibilities. I told my brother there'll be problem times and tears for fears. We must live each day like it's the last. Go with it, jam! It ain't too much, it ain't too much, it ain't too much. It ain't too much, it ain't gonna do, it ain't too much. The world keeps changing, rearranging minds and thoughts, predictions. Fly of doom, the baby boomers come of age, we're working. I told my brothers, don't you ask me for no favors. I'm conditioned by the system. Don't you talk to me, don't scream and shout. She prays to God to food up, then she sings a Thomas song. Confusions contradict themselves. Do we know right from wrong? I just want you to recognize me in the temple. You can't hurt me. I found peace within myself. Go with it, go with it.
Jam, here comes the man, hot damn. The B-boy stands with an upper hand, making funky tracks with my man Michael Jackson. A smooth criminal, hat the man is back, so relax. Mingle, jingle with the jungle. Bum rush the door, 3 and 4's in a bundle. Execute the plan, first I cool it like a fan. Got with Janet, then with God, now with Michael, cause it ain't hard to. It ain't too hard for me to jam. 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 It ain't too hard for me to jam.
All right, turntable, you're supposed to start playing. Oh, here we go. Let's try this. Wouldn't it be funny if you played a record and nothing was there? There we go. Off the test pressing. We did this in, let's see if I can read the date, April 18th, 1995. This came from the MCA test plant in Gloversville.
Someone's always trying to start my baby crying. So just feeling
nice comments in there. Somebody asked about the cartridge. Believe it or not, forgive me, I whipped through these so quick. Let me pop that up. This is the original Grado cartridge. This cartridge is from 1984, if you can believe it. My buddy Xavier calibrated it to the nth of a degree. We all, people my age, whatever your age is, whatever, grew up on turntables. We used to call them record players. And it's such a, used to be about, you'd buy a record player for, I don't know, $120, $70, $200, whatever it was. And you just play records, and it was fun. And I've got just stacks of records. I'm not like a crazy collector, but just over time I've collected, I guess, quite a few records. And but when it's really dialed in, Xavier spent 3 days on this. He didn't charge me nearly enough money. He and I had a long talk about that yesterday, and he's a good friend, and I refer him a lot of work. But I compared the two last night, and I'm not going to drag my techniques over here. It takes too much work, but this thing just sounds like a dream. So thank you for noticing that. Maybe we should start a little, Maddie, let's start an internet radio station and just do this like 6 hours a day. Let's see. Oh, stop. You're amazing, Brad. Oh, you're too kind. Liv. I saw Who's Bad last Friday. Somebody asked about In the Closet. I kind of skimmed by that. There was a question about the In the Closet video shoot. I don't know if you knew that I was there. It was funny that somebody zeroed in on that. Maddie, I should probably add a chapter in my book about the In the Closet video. Let's just start a radio station and write my book all at the same time in this room. We've got plenty of tea and the air conditioner is working, so why not? In the In the Closet video, that was shot out in the Palm Desert, and yes, I was sort of there, but no, I wasn't really there. I had a really cool working relationship with Michael at that point, where I would provide the playback systems. If you watch my YouTube channel, go check out my YouTube channel. Help the numbers. We need all the help we can get. In the Studio with MJ. No, it's just called In the Studio. And in my YouTube channel a couple days ago, the current one, I told my followers how to build what I call a studio grade playback system for just a tick over $700. Hey, I'm not taking phone calls right now. Go away. And that's the system that I showed in my YouTube video is exactly, well, I've added a few things to it, but the bones of it are what's in that YouTube channel. So I used to build playback systems for Michael, both for his personal use. We did them all through the ranch. I call them playback systems. You guys might call it a stereo or a concert system or whatever word you want to use. So I had this big rental rig in LA with these JBL for In the Closet. What did I use? I think I used JBL 4722s and JBL 18-inch subs, I think. And I hauled it all out to the desert. And whenever you go to a big budget film shoot, you want to go there around lunchtime because that's when, the big catering tent opens up. And so the catering tent was open and everyone's like, Brad, come get some food. And, they always have just like amazing prime rib and fried chicken and everything. Go hang out at the catering tent at MJ video shoots and you'll be very well taken care of. So I hauled this big system out to the desert, and there was a resort near there called La Quinta. I suppose it's still there. It was a pretty popular resort. And Michael's office had put us up in a really nice villa at La Quinta. And so I brought all these speakers out, and I wish I could remember the guy's name. It doesn't really matter, but I can picture him. But he was the playback guy, meaning he was in the union And for these kind of video shoots in California, there had to be like a union guy that hit play. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. God bless him. He was a hardworking guy. So my job was just to provide the gear, and I got paid pretty well. Not crazy, but I got paid pretty well. But Michael loved the gear that I provided, and I could make it sound really good. So I brought the gear out. I got it set up and EQ'd and everything. And then I went and hung out in La Quinta with my family, laying by the pool, making margaritas, the whole thing. So I don't remember. I wasn't there for the primary shoot. And it was a little bit of a closed set. I probably could have been there if I wanted to, but once Michael got to that mode where he was really, doing the whole tank top, and Naomi Campbell. I was struggling trying to remember her name for the past 8 seconds. Naomi Campbell. Once it gets to that point, they don't really want, 300 people. Not that it was a bad video or anything, but Michael's doing his thing. And so it's going to be, kind of on a need to be there basis. I didn't really need to be there. My stuff worked. So I went and you guys would probably disagree with this decision, but I went and hung out by my pool and drank margaritas and let Michael do his dance with Naomi Campbell. So anyway, that was my connection. I don't have that in the book. Is it that interesting a story? I don't know. We'll see. Best DJ. I can send you the ticket link. I'm so far behind, guys. I'm terrible at this. I apologize. Lots of little emojis, legendary. I want that cup in the back, please. Oh, my in the studio with MJ. Yeah, this was from Paris. This was one of our first events done by my buddies at Music First in Paris. They were the ones that, honestly, these are the guys that really started in the studio with MJ. So I'm glad you like my mug, but it's not for sale. I'm going to hang on to that. It's got too many memories wrapped in there. But let's see, potato chips, just kind of randomly stuck in there, but I'm sure it connects to something. Sounds like Jackie is here. Where's Ronnie? Ronnie was at my Orlando event. She might be in the pool with dolphins. She's a dolphin trainer, and she's just the sweetest young lady you can imagine. So I know her and Jackie are good friends. Furious, my parents foreign, born too late. Don't really know the context of that. Brad, what do you think of MJ the Musical? Oh my goodness. I'm not going to dig all my stuff out. I love it. I think I've seen it 6 times. I've seen it in, not that you care, but at New York. I think I've seen it in New York 2 or 3 times. We saw the touring show, I think, here in Orlando. And I think we saw the London show. And then we saw it in was it Munich? We saw one of the German shows, and it was hysterical because the music is all in English, but the dialogue is all in German. And I'm not going to do a fake German accent because you'll shut the stream down. But it was very, very funny because and the Germans were all enjoying it, and me and Deb were like, we knew what they were saying because we already knew the story, but it was pretty funny. He said he's seen the musical like 7 times. I think it's 6, but yeah, so it's awesome. All right, let's keep going. I would listen nonstop. I guess we got to start this MJ radio station, Maddie. We love you, Brad. That's very sweet. Mike is so hot in that video. Yeah, he rocked that little tank top. And Naomi was in the video, but when we did the record for In the Closet, it was this big secret. We were all like sworn to secrecy that we couldn't say. It was going to be Mystery Girl. And it was Princess Stephanie of Monaco. I'm sure you know that. And she was lovely, just a lovely, lovely, beautiful young lady. And, doing her and Michael, maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll mix that song just for fun. Wait, do I have it? Where'd Closet go? Wait. Something's going on here. All right, maybe I won't mix that song. I thought I had it. I do have it, just not on this drive. So we'll go back and figure out. I don't know where that went. That's weird. Let's see. I always fall. Jackie says she falls asleep to my YouTube videos. I take no offense, Jackie. It's okay. All right, I'm going to whip through these really quick. When I was making copies of my event flyers, my favorite song, Bad, started playing in the copy place. I got Michael's approval. Oh, that's awesome. I've told this story before, but I am about to mix a song for you from the History Project. And it's a song that was written by R. Kelly called You Are Not Alone. And there's really not a great dance mix I can do for it, but I might break it down for you just a little bit. But sometimes it's happened to me when I've been like in the grocery store and You Are Not Alone comes on, and I might play it for you today. There's kind of some odd things that we did at the end of the song. We did some electronic pitch changes that really didn't turn out as well as we had hoped. And so whenever I hear this song out in public, I kind of have to bite my bottom lip just a little bit. Like, does anybody else hear that, or is it just me? But it is fun to hear Michael's music, and especially now with the movie being out and crossing 1 billion in sales and blah blah blah. Michael's all over Spotify. He's all over radio stations, and I think it's great. Let's see. I have to try and pre-read some of these to make sure I don't. This says, I dreamt that I was at his house, then I lost my phone, and we cracked up, and he bought me a new phone. I do dream about Michael once in a while. Maybe not as much as I used to, but every now and then, man, I have like the most vivid dreams about Michael. It's really funny. All right, I'm going to try and let's see. Is it true that Michael and Naomi kissed? She claims he was a very good kisser. Well, I don't know. I told you I was back at the pool sipping on a margarita, and it was a really nice pool. So I don't know for sure if they kissed. Put it in the book. Hi, Ina. Tank Top and Naomi. All right, I'm trying to get caught up, but my goodness, you guys type so fast. Was Michael uncomfortable to act so sexual in that short film? He looks uncomfortable, but it was the first time we saw him in a role like that. I loved it as a preteen and even more as a teen and a young adult. Again, I wasn't on the shoot. I don't know, maybe I could have been. Maybe Michael would have thrown me out. I don't know. I don't know. I'll let you. I don't know for a fact if he was uncomfortable or not. I think he portrayed the part pretty well. All right, Ina's calling for Hamburg. That's where I saw the show. Right, I saw it in Hamburg. I'm sorry, Ina. You're smarter than I am. I am sorry, and you are correct. I'm so grateful you were in Hamburg. Well, if Brad likes it, it's legit. Well, there's some other wacky stuff I like. I even like the multiplication rock record. So I don't know how legit I am, but I appreciate the kind words. You need to put the story of when you found out Michael got married to Lisa Marie. Yeah, I don't think I've. Yeah, I might make a note. Maddie, make a note of that. I got to put the story of when I found out Michael married Lisa Marie. You know what's funny? If you've seen my live event, maybe this will make sense to you. Maybe it won't. I'm writing the book about a bunch of stories that I don't really tell in the live event. And then I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, though. But those stories in the live event are actually pretty good. I should probably start dragging some of those into the book. So in my mind, I've told the stories from my live event so many times, I don't know if they'll fit, if they'll make sense in the book. But then I'm thinking, not that many people have seen my live event, and maybe more people will buy the book. So it's this tennis match that's going on in my head that probably doesn't make sense. But yeah, I am starting to do more of my live event stories and tuck them into the book. All right, let's keep going here. History is so good. So much raw emotion in that song. She's Out of My Life. I've told the She's Out of My Life story before. I'll tell it really quick. 30 seconds. Maddie, start a timer for 30 seconds. When I was going into high school in I'm going to age myself, but we're all adults. Summer of 78, I think it was. What a great time to be a kid. It was such a good time. And the music was great. The California was great. It was a really fun time to be a kid. And I went to a little Bible camp, a little Christian camp, and I met a young girl, my very first little girlfriend, and I was smitten. I was just like, this is the prettiest girl I've ever seen in my life, and so we went sailing together, and we're two little just twerps, two little kids, and then we started high school. And she lived in a different town than I did. Well, she starts meeting other boys. And so she writes me, the saddest letter you can imagine. Dear Brad, hey, summer camp was fun, but I got to move on. I'm meeting some really cool guys. And, thank you. Goodbye. So I was just devastated. And I promise you, what song was Michael's number one, I don't know if it was number one, but big hit right then was She's Out of My Life. And it was written by Tom Baylor. And Tom's done a couple of my events. We just lost Tom, I think, earlier this year. What a sweet, sweet man. He, I believe, was married to Karen Carpenter. And I think it was when they split, that's when he wrote She's Out of My Life. I think that's the story. Don't hold me to that. But anyway, the song She's Out of My Life just ripped my heart out. And I got to tell Michael that story. I said, you know what? You suck. Because when I was at a really vulnerable point in my life, you had to drop that song. And I told Tom Baylor the same story. And Michael thought it was the funniest thing in the world that his little song, She's Out of My Life, had this big, deep impact on me. So, because if you work with Michael, you can't get all emotional about the songs. All right, I'm trying to get caught up, but you guys are going so fast here. Vanch says, I still can't believe you responded to me earlier. As a huge MJ fan, it honestly means the world to me. If you see this, I'd be honored if you could say hello to me once again. Okay, well, hello, Vanch. Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. It's just not a name I'm familiar with. Vanch is what it looks like. I honestly can't tell you how crazy my friends and fellow musicians are going to be when I show them that I actually got to have a conversation with you. Well, it's cool for me to have a conversation with you, Vanch. I'm 17 and a vocalist myself, and speaking with someone who is part of MJ's musical world is something. Well, thank you. That's very kind. I'm really not something special, but I worked with a pretty cool guy for a long time. So that's very kind of you to say. I can't keep up with you guys. Okay, Rose is going to bed. Good night, Rose. Have a good night. Bye, Rose. Matt says, sitting here thinking what you could do for backup of your drives and how many backups you have, as they're the whole base of your seminars. Well, I do appreciate it, Matt. I didn't lose anything. I just have this particular song on a different drive. We're starting to talk hard drives, Maddie. I think we're okay. We do a certain level of security, and I don't want to go into it too much, but I do appreciate it. So the song that I was talking about, it's on a drive right over there. I just didn't transfer it over, so it's all good. What are we congratulating Leah for? I auditioned for my local community choir and got in. Michael inspired me and put myself out there. I'm in a headspace to create. So Leah, check it out. I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm an absolute nobody. Let's just keep that front and center. If you would have known me 15 years ago, I was very self-confident in building music systems. I've built remarkable music systems and having a rapport with my clients, building recording studios, building all kinds of stuff. But what I'm doing right now, sitting in an empty production room with Maddie in the next room, talking to you, or getting in front of 80 recording students like I did in Berlin a couple weeks ago, and talking to them about recording techniques and studio etiquette and sharing stories and insights. The guy that me 15 years ago could not do that. It took a lot of courage and a lot of, I guess for me, I'd use the word faith. And so good for you. You do you. Let's see. Should I quote Michael? I'm not going to make it weird, Maddie. But Michael had a quote, and it was, "If you can inspire someone to be their very best, that's the greatest love of all." And there's so much truth to that. And I've had people come back to me and say, Brad, because of, I had a young lady, I think it was in Brisbane, Australia. We taught a class in Brisbane, and then we did a bunch of events. And there was a young lady, and she was so sweet. And she was she wasn't like a 19-year-old. She was, in her early 30s. And she said, "You've inspired me to change my career. And I'm going to pursue a career in production because that's really where my heart is." And that's heavy stuff. So when, and I don't run around quoting Michael, but I think it's a very interesting quote. If you can, so I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if Michael inspired you, that's awesome. So good on you, Leah. I'm trying to get caught up, but the more I get caught up, the further I fall behind. Taylor, I really want albums, playlists of Michael's live shows, his tours, that we can just listen to like any other album. I always love the live sound, All right, Taylor. Oh, man. 1988, Michael was on tour in Japan and kicking off the Bad album. And I've told this story before, so if you've heard it before, go find something way more interesting to listen to. But in 1988, Bruce Swedien and I got a call from Michael's office saying, "Hey," and I'm going to tell the story really short. "Hey, can you guys head down to Australia? We're going to record a bunch of the Bad tour in Australia, and we want Bruce and Brad to do it." So we had our passports, had our bags packed, had recording trucks lined up. It's all true. And right before we were going to leave, the trip got canceled. And nobody wanted to pay for it. Can you imagine, and I say this with respect to Taylor, if Bruce and I would have recorded the Bad tour, Michael was on fire. Michael sounded good. He looked good. The band was good. And we would have recorded probably 8 or 10 shows. We were going to do Australia and New Zealand. And I'd never been to Australia or New Zealand. And number one, I was excited, just to go to the other side of the planet. And number two, to capture Michael. I mean, I think Michael probably looked his best. You guys can start your own debate. I think the History tour, Michael's dancing was phenomenal. I think his stage presence was so rock solid. But I think in terms of raw vocals, I think the Bad tour, he didn't have the same repertoire of songs that he had on the History tour. But man, if the Bad tour could have been recorded, I think that'd be an album that we would all be playing out. Maddie says, just scroll to the bottom of the chat. I think I have. I just did. Forgive me. I just skipped over a whole bunch of comments and chats. So I know I was way, way, way behind. I've got to get caught up because we're coming up on a couple hours here, and I'm going to let you guys get back to your day. Okay, I desperately wish the Bad tour was recorded. So, all right, Maddie, I'm gonna scroll back just a couple ticks. Keep the faith. These seminars and live streams fit like a glove. That's yeah. Ginger, was good seeing you. Ginger came to my Orlando event, and I don't think I got to say goodbye to you, and I'm really sorry because we got just crazy busy with photos and so greetings and blessings on you and Kevin. It's always good seeing you guys. Okay. All right. I've got to put this down. I'm going to mix a song, and a song you guys are super familiar with, and we're going to probably start wrapping this thing up. So, love hanging with you guys. Don't even know what this is. I just like to connect with you. Hope you're having a good time. Hope I appreciate your... Actually, Maddie, before we mix the song, Maddie's gonna kill me, as well she should. We got stuff to talk about here. Hang on a second. All right, we've talked about the LA events and the LA live stream. If you even for my buddy Vanch in India, Vanch, I'm not making fun of your name. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Grab the live stream, because this is the first live stream that I've ever done with Brad Buxer. And Brad was really reluctant to do it. I'm just going to be honest with you. And Brad is such a perfectionist that, when he plays or tells stories, he likes them to be spot on. Now, we all know the whole, Brad, what are you going to do? Job's gone, that whole thing. We talked about that a couple weeks ago, and it's one of those funny little internet memes that, it's certainly propelled Brad Buxer into maybe a different level of orbit. But it's also one of those things that he just gets tired of it. And I know everyone's like, Brad, we love you. Don't take it too seriously. And he doesn't. But as a result of that, he's been really reluctant to do a live stream, being in front of a camera, having a group of people watching it live, because once it's out, it's out. If I say something stupid today, which I'm prone to do, it's out. And I'm used to it. But so for Brad to do a live stream with me took a little bit of cajoling, if I can use an old timer phrase. So Vanch, I would strongly encourage you to grab a ticket and dial into our live stream with Buxer. And then the Forager one, Matt and I we have so much fun. So all right, we've talked about the live stream stuff. Patreon. I don't run around, putting my palm out too much, but as we do these kind of events, and we're doing more work with Give Kids the World, right here in Orlando. For my Orlando peeps, maybe you're familiar with Give Kids the World. What an amazing operation. And we've got just a red carpet that they've rolled out for us. And I go over and I set up my rig, and we do mixing with the kids. And if you don't know what Give Kids the World is, it's an organization that allows a family to come to Orlando for an all-expense paid vacation with their terminally or critically ill child. And they do an amazing job of it. I don't have all the numbers. Maddie, can you switch over to the Give Kids the World slide, or do we have one? We'll see if we have one. But anyway, Give Kids the World, check them out. GiveKidsTheWorld.org or GKTW.org, something like that. And it's just a phenomenal organization that we're partnering with on a very small scale. I mean, Mr. Beast was just there, so I'm a nobody, in the grand scheme of cool people that come and volunteer at Give Kids the World. Good grief, they got Mr. Beast. Whereas they get My Little Dog and Pony Show and mix a few MJ songs. But that's some of the stuff that Patreon is allowing us to do. So if you're so inclined to sign up for monthly support on Patreon, we would absolutely love it. It gives us freedom to purchase equipment, to do more events, to work with more schools, and it's new for us. We're not, this is a brand new thing for us, but Patreon is going to be a very important part of our ongoing work, especially in 2027. All right. And you've got 4 levels to choose from. The gold level, I don't have it all in front of me. What is it, Maddie? Diamond, gold, platinum, and silver, something like that. And the platinum level will get you access to all of our live streams. Speaking of live streams, we're going to be increasing our number of live streams this fall. we're going to be doing another Neverland live stream. Don't have it scheduled just yet, but probably towards the end of September, early October, something like that. And probably closer to early October. And then, of course, we have the big Christmas live stream that we do every year, which is really, really fun. And then the podcast. My goodness, Maddie does an amazing job on the podcast. We've been very faithful about dropping a new podcast every Tuesday morning. And Maddie does a great job of editing it. Sometimes it's just me talking about audio gear or working with Michael. A lot of times I do interviews. There's some, if you go dig into our podcasts, there's some really interesting ones. Some of the older ones, they look a little gritty. We were still trying to find our way around, but they're getting better. So I like to think that we're like a decent bottle of wine. We get a little bit better with age. And the last thing, and then I'll mix a song for you, is the merch store. We love our merch store. I used to haul shirts and hats and stuff all over the world. And I know this will come as a big shock to you, but number one, luggage it's heavy and it's expensive. And to bring, 60 shirts to the UK. And then, and I love all my guests. I love them all. But, this person wants, a ladies slim, and that guy wants a XXX, and that one. And it was so hard. And so we might start bringing some shirts again in 2027. I haven't decided yet, but we've got an amazing selection online. And you can jump on, I think we use a company called Bonfire, and the shirts are good. I mean, I wear them myself just personally. They're not, the cheap, county fair iron-on kind of shirts. They're actually really cool shirts. So you can get caps, shirts. If you're coming to LA, the clock is really ticking. But if you order a shirt like today, you might be able to get it for the LA event, because we do have very special shirts made just for that. So I think that's it. I've been ignoring the chat just because I've got to stay focused here. So I'm going to mix one more song for you. I might tell you a little bit of a story about it and let you guys get on with your day. So let's jump into a little R. Kelly song here. And while I'm doing that, I might glance at the chat and just kind of see where we're at. All right, here we go.
Another day has gone. I'm still all alone. How could this be? You're not here with me. You never said goodbye. Someone tell me why did you have to go and leave my world so cold? Every day I sit and ask myself, how did love slip away? Something whispers in my ear and says that you are not alone, for I am here with
Just
you.
Michael, single voice,
Though you're
basically
far away,
not one take, but just a single track.
But you're not alone, but I am here with you. Though we're far apart, you're always in my heart, but you're not alone. Lord, why, Lord? Just the other night, I thought I heard you cry, asking me to come and hold you in my arms. I can hear your prayers, your burdens I will bear, but first I need your hand. forever can begin. Every day I sit and ask
Okay,
myself,
B section.
did I slip away?
Now we're going to do a double with Michael.
Something
Just simple,
whispers in
but let's
my
bring in
ear and
another Michael. Here we go.
says that you are not alone, for I am here with you.
So that's probably
Though you're far away,
maybe 4 tracks.
I am here to stay.
So the lead vocal plus some BG vocals.
You are not alone, for I am here with you. Though we're far apart, you're always in my heart. For you are not alone. Oh,
Okay, now it's just back to Michael.
whisper 3 words and I'll come running. And girl, you know that I'll be there.
All right, so this is where we
I'll
start
be
making some
there.
bad decisions.
But you are not alone.
All right, so now we're going to bring the choir in.
I am here with you.
Oh, and check this out.
Far away,
Here's R. Kelly.
I am here to stay.
I don't mean to be mean, but
You
R.
are
Kelly before
not
prison. All right, let's bring Michael back.
I am here with you. Though
All right, I'm going to take R. Kelly out.
apart, you're always in my heart.
All right, I'm going to stop it there for a second. I did something I didn't mean to do, but I'll fix that. Let's go there. So this is where things kind of start to spin out of control. Hey, Maddie, go full screen with me, because guess what just arrived? Deb just brought these in. We just got our shirts, literally. I mean, hot off the press. Isn't that cool? This is our LA shirt. I dig it. Here's the, I don't know, the cream-colored one. Totally dig it. Let me put that up there. Maybe you can see it. As if on cue, my wife brings me these beautiful shirts. If you look really close, you can see the my buddy Andy Healy did the in the studio, like Captain EO. How cool is that? That's our, I mean, I keep telling Maddie, somebody's got to celebrate Captain EO's 40th. May as well be us. Nobody else is. No, if you're celebrating Captain EO's 40th, God bless you. What a great show that was. So anyway, the shirts are here. So if you order your shirt, maybe today, if you're in the U.S., it might be there before our L.A. event. So I'm so happy those showed up, and thank you to my lovely wife for bringing those up here. All right. So, oh man, I've told this story so many times, but when we're recording You Were Not Alone, we were in New York, and we brought the choir in from L.A., the Andre Crouch Choir. And I've got to put this story in the book. It's a great story. So the choir, you just heard the choir doing the background vocals for You Are Not Alone. But then we wanted to do what's called a modulation, elevate the song, one step. And we had already sent the choir home back to L.A., so we did something that we had never done before, and that's the truth. We've never done this before on an MJ album. We electronically modulated the vocals, only on the choir, not on Michael. Michael re-sang it, but on the choir, we went ahead and ran them through a device called a Publison Infernal 90, I think it was called. It was this really cool, overpriced piece of digital kit, as the Brits call it, and we ran the choir vocals through that Publison, and it was. I'm gonna play it for you. I do this in my live events, so I may as well do it for you. So it's out on the internet, so everybody can enjoy it or steal it. No, I'm joking. So everybody can enjoy it. So this is running the choir through the Publison. Maybe you're going to hear the problem, maybe you won't, but I'm just going to do it anyway. Just that metallic sound, but I'm going to bury it under the music. Oh, man. You guys are funny with your chat is wonderful. Thank you. Wasn't that cool of Deb to run the shirts up? So shout out to my beautiful wife Debbie. I think Lexi wins. Probably no. I love all the chat, but Lexi's saying instead of Brad, what are you gonna do? We're gonna say Maddie put it in the book. That's very, very funny. I'm working on it, and thank you for your support. So just for fun, I promise I don't know what I'm going to play. I promise. This is one of the test pressings from Gloversville, and it's almost. Did you ever do this when you were a kid? Just kind of, let me show you this, just so you make sure I'm telling the truth. There's no. This is before the record, had its printed label. So we had our own booklets. In fact, up in my closet over there, I have the actual booklet that we used for this, but I don't know what song I'm going to play. So I do know that this is from the History album, and I believe, I don't even know. So whatever this is going to be the final song of our little chat, and I don't know what it's going to be. I hope it's one that I like. It's probably going to be You Are Not Alone. If it's You Are Not Alone, I'll pick a different one. All right, I don't want to screw it up. See, I'm like an old guy. I have to use my flashlight. Let me just get right in here. You young kids, you didn't know what it was like, dropping a needle on the record. But what a cool experience. It just makes music more, you own it, you hold it, you read the liner notes. All right. Blind Man's Bluff. Let's see what we're going to get here. Wish me luck. Oh, what do you know? It's the Brad Buxer. A little bit scratchy, this one, but the amazing Brad Buxer, Michael Jackson, Stranger in Moscow. This is the original. A little bit scratchy, but I'm going to be quiet and just let you listen to the original test pressing vinyl. scratchy. It's driving me crazy. This turntable sounds too good. So I'm going to set that aside. We're going to play the game one more time, and then we're done. I do have notes on these, and on that one, I didn't tell you this, but it does say scratchy. So I'm going to pick one that does not say scratchy. Another test pressing. I don't know what it is. We're going to go to this side. Not going to cheat, not going to peek. There it is. And let's see what we got. I'm going to pick cut 2. Hopefully it won't be scratchy. All right, last one. Here we go. Oh, we got to hear that. Hold on. All right, we got to hear that from the beginning. Let's do this right. All right, Brad. No shaky hands. Here we go. This is old school, man. Dropping a needle on the record. This is the original intro to history. Come on. That was me, Maddie. I bumped the table. It's an absolute disaster. It's like a complete disaster. All right, I'm not going to bump the table. I'm going to pick up my phone, and I'm going to drop the needle in the right spot. We got to wrap this thing up. All right, let's go there. All right, last time. Thank you, Michael.
Monday, March 26th, 1827. history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
How many victims must there be slaughtered in vain across the land? How many children must we see before we learn to live as brothers and live with family? Every day creates your history. Every path you take, you're leaving your legacy. Every soldier dies in his glory.
December 1920.
Every legend tells of conquest and liberty. Every day creates your history. Every page you turn, you're writing your name.
November 8th.
Her mother cries. Mama's child.
I'm not stopping, but we're coming up to the voices, and if you listen really carefully, I think in your right speaker, Michael gave me Walt Disney's birthday because he's the coolest guy in the world, and I adore him, and I miss him, and I love him, and he let me recite Walt Disney's birthday. So shout out to my sweet, sweet friend Michael.
That's where you're left. 1887. Thomas Edison is born.
April 9th,
December 30th, 1865.
October 28th, 1886. 1901. The Statue of Liberty.
December 7th, 1903.
January
November
2nd,
1920.
January 15th, 1929, Martin Luther King is born.
October 14th, 1947, Chuck Yeager breaks the sound barrier.
February 9th, 1664,
November 10th, 1989, the Berlin Wall comes down.
I am the Edison phonograph. By the great wizard of the New World.
Doggone it. Got goosebumps. Maddie, I can't stop. We're rolling into Little Susie. I got to play the beginning of Little Susie. I have to. It's like a rule. Oh, man. What you're about to hear was so much work and so much effort went into this. We're going to go over time, but I have to listen to this. I can't listen to that without getting lots of feels, getting lots of memories. So that little segment, leading into Little Susie, was probably about a week's worth of work. Top floor of the Hit Factory, 421 West 54th Street. And we actually tore a music box apart and sampled each one of the tines and created our own music box. Brad Buxer and Andrew Sheps did that performance. I recorded the little girl, the humming and the footsteps, and then we created all the clocks. And that's theater. That's Michael really pushing hard for, I love audio theater, taking people someplace that they didn't expect to go. So, and I didn't expect to go there, and I didn't expect to kind of get pulled into it as deeply as I did. But that's what this music does. So I do have one more thing to do. You've seen the shirts. I love the shirts. I'm so happy about the shirts. And we've talked about all of our Patreon, the live event in LA, the live stream event in LA. We're coming up Atlanta and Houston. Buckle up, because I'm going to come there in September. And then Warsaw and Stockholm in October. So lots of cool stuff coming up. The last thing, and I don't want to leave this on a downer note, but a good friend of mine in the UK does a lot of our video editing. His name is Steve, and he's just a sweet, sweet man, and he's become just a kind of a trusted part of the team. And he helps us with some of our video editing and just does some really cool stuff for us. Steve's just going through a rough time right now. So on the one hand, most importantly, say a prayer for Steve and the situation he's going through. He's just a gentle, kind man, and I as he goes through this period, I'm praying for him, and I want the absolute best for him. Steve, we're in the early stages of developing kind of as we get into 2027 and our 15-year anniversary, I asked Steve to come up with kind of a retrospective of the cities that we've been to in the past. And this isn't finished. It's still kind of a rough cut, but I'm going to show this to you. It's about a minute long, something like that. There's still some more work to do on it, but this is the kind of stuff that Steve does for us and does such a really, really nice job.
1, 2, 3.
Blessings on you, Steve. We are praying for you as you're going through this right now. So, for the rest of you guys, the chat has been amazing. I'm so far behind. I'm going to try and go back and read some of it. But what a cool way to spend a couple hours with you guys. Thank you so much. I see all those cities. I see faces. I have memories. And we're just we're shifting into high gear in 2027. So we love your support. We love your friendship. However you want to get involved, if you want to help host an event or buy a shirt or jump on Patreon or tune into our YouTube or just have a cup of ginger tea, it's all good with me. So God bless you guys. Have a great afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are. And I will see you soon back in the studio. Big shout out to Maddie. Maddie does such an amazing job behind the scenes and pulling all this stuff off and putting up with my nonsense. So lots of people work hard to make these happen. You're kind of familiar with me, but it's way more than me, and that's the truth. So God bless. Have a great weekend. I will talk to you soon. Take care.